So the past few weeks in Social Science for Sustainability, one important thing we've learned is that opinions are in our heads and they can affect our behaviors. They can bias our behaviors, as the implicit association test reveals. But in order to actually know what somebody's opinion is, they have to do some kind of behavior in the real world. And in the next week, I'm going to be turning to what's called group polarization. And group polarization is opinion change. It's a model of opinion change. So far, we've talked about opinions that are just static, that are not changing. And now we turn to opinions that are changing, that do change. So we're going to get into opinion dynamics. And so group polarization is a super important kind of opinion change that we need to understand how radicalization happens. Because when different groups go to extremes and, everything comes down to, are you on the left or on the right, blue, red, A or B, that increases the dysfunction of government at a certain point. And we also might want to foster more extremism, not in any kind of violent extremist sense. And in the week after that, or it might be the next week after, or in 2 weeks after I start talking about group polarization and maybe about polarization in general, we're going to get to why conformity is a horrible strategy for sustainability. In order to participate in sustainable practices and the transition to sustainable practices, people have to be free to choose what's best for them. And that means that education has to be honest and liberal and not coercive. And just briefly, the reason I'm doing all this is because I developed 2 new courses last year. I had started developing a third, and I'm taking this as an opportunity to advance social science for sustainability, especially. And I'm also trying to figure out a new way for scientists to be more independent, to maybe not have to do some of the things we don't like, such as a peer review that takes forever, and in the United States at least, constantly applying for grants instead of just trying to do the best research we can.